Alright guys, in today's video, I'm going to go over first impressions for Wisdom of Sea in the Sky. I hate the name. I think it's really stupid and kind of like long-winded. But yeah, just going to give the first impressions, and this is with incomplete knowledge about what's already existing in the game. So, you know, bear with me. I was hoping I'd be able to like just scroll through, but I guess I can't do that on this website. So, Oddish Poison Powder 50 HP. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned, does 10 damage itself. Seems okay. Gloom 80 HP, 2 Grass Energy for 40, and then Bellossom 2 energy for 60 times. Flip 3 coins. This attack does 60 damage for each heads. This Pokemon is now confused. That's actually not crazy. Is there like there's a berry that gets rid of all the status conditions, right? So that might not be a terrible attack to just try and spam out there, right? Tangela, your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. Okay, that's pretty garbage. Tangrowth, 130 for 3. This attack does 40 damage for each energy and your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost. Alright, that seems weird. Scyther is just a 70-20. It's pretty whatever. Pinsir is again trash. Chikorita, 60 for 20. Bayleaf, 90 for 40. And Meganium is heal 20 for each of your Pokemon, 3 for 80. It seems super unplayable. Ladybug 60 for 20. Is that Ledian? Is 1 for 50 for 1 energy. Still don't think that's worth it. Way too squishy. Hoppip is 50 for 20. Skiploom is 71 for 40. And Jumpluff is 121 for 60. Your active Pokemon has no retreat cost. Oh, that could be interesting. I don't know if it's worth running a whole line, but there might be some value there as like a toolbox type thing. Sunkern is 40, 1 for 20, heal 10 from this Pokemon. Okay. Next step, 90, 2 for 70. Sure. Yanma is 2 for 20. Switch Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Okay, but for 2 is terrible. Yanmega is trash. It's just 2 for 60. Pineco is 2 for 30. Shuckle, my boy. This Pokemon takes minus 20 from attacks. Okay. Flip 3 coins. This attack does 20 damage for each heads. Dude. So I'm kind of feeling a Shuckle Executor Beatdown deck. Okay, Shuckle seems cool. Shuckle seems sick. You can just high roll the hell out of your opponents with Shuckle. I like it. I like Shuckle. I'm gonna make a Shuckle deck 100%. Heracross, 90, 2 grass for 40 plus. If this Pokemon has no damage on it, this attack does 40 more damage. That's not terrible. Cherubi, if this Pokemon has a Pokemon tool attached, attacks used by this Pokemon cost 1 less grass energy. Okay. If one of your opponents used a Sweet Rally during your last turn, this attack does 20 more damage. Okay. Interesting. The evolution is 81 for 40. Vulpix is unplayable. Well, Ninetales is not terrible. It's 2 fire, 1 colorless. During your next turn, this Pokemon can attack, but we now have the item that can move the fire energy. It's probably not actually playable, but it's not like if there. I really wish there was like a draft format because then there could be like some utility for cards like this. Cyndaquil 1 for 20, then it's 81 for 30, and then it's 2 for 60 at 140. Once during your turn, you may make your opponent's active Pokemon burned. Okay, I mean that might not be terrible. Slugma 2 for 30, Magcargo 1 fire, 1 colorless, 1 other Pokemon, either you or your opponents, chosen at random 3 times for each time a Pokemon was chosen, do 50 damage to it. So it's like a wild Dragonite. Bagme, take a fire energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your bench basic Pokemon. Love it. I think this is really cool for going first. Magme might just be a staple in like fire decks. Really cool. Entei 110 for flip a coin. If tails, discard 2 random energy from this Pokemon. Okay, that's mega trash. Entei's the worst dog by a lot. Super creepy how he wanted to be the little girl's daddy in the movie. Entei's just hella weird. We already know what Ho-Ho does. Darumaka, 72 energy 30. And Dermantian, no idea. Also terrible, not even good in draft. Not even going to read it. Heat more, 90 to fire energy. If your opponent's active Pokemon is burned, this attack does 60 more damage. Okay, so that's something that you could pair with Typhlosion, I guess, or some other burn enabler. Poliwag, love the art by the way. 60 for 20. Poliwhirl, 91 for 30. Politoed, nice. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, attacks used by your Pokemon that evolve from Poliwhirl do plus 40 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Ooh, okay. I like this card. Might be a good single prize, water deck soon. Horsey 1 for 30. That's actually really aggressive. I really like this. Seadra's 2 for 50. Kind of let me down with the Seadra, but there was potential with the Horsey. Kingdra, big face. 2 Stormy Prison 90. During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat. Oh, it's sick. Oh, it's sick. So it's got Starmie damage, but it's way thicker than Starmie. And the can't retreat clause is really, really nasty. Love Kingdra. Love the Kingdra. Kingdra and Shuckle so far are super sick to me. Magikarp, 1 blue energy. Flip a coin if heads during your opponent's next turn. Prevent all damage from and effects from attacks done to this Pokemon. Not bad. Not bad. I prefer the one that switches out, but it's not bad. All right, my boy Gyarados. 2 water energy, 20 plus. You may discard any number of your benched. Oh, water Pokemon. Yeah, we saw this. Does 40 damage for each one. Probably not playable, but I mean, if there's like some items I can get like 2 cards back, it might be a good single prize attacker. It might be a good finisher. Don't know. Totodile, 1 for 20, 2 for 40, and for Alligator, got a Kamehameha coming out of his mouth. Discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. That could actually not be terrible, because like if you Manaphy and then you Dawn or use the new item, you can do 90 quickly and start taking energy off. Obviously, you need Rare Candy also, but for Alligator might have some potential being like a good control-y card. Meryl, 1 for 20. Azumarill, 3 for 60. This Pokemon takes minus 30 damage from attacks from fire Pokemon. Way too narrow. Wooper, 70. 2 for 30. Quagsire, 3 for 80. Super Trash, Quillfish. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. That's really not that bad. Corsola. Find a Pokemon from your deck to your hand. Put a random Pokemon from your deck to your hand. Okay, I mean, it's not like the worst, right? At least it's just like a generic. Don't we already have this? Or is it only like for specific types? I almost read that as hemorrhoids. 1 for 20. Octillery. How the hell does that evolve into an octopus? 2 for 50. If the defending Pokemon tries to use an attack, your opponent flips a coin. If tails, the attack doesn't happen. This effect lasts until the defending Pokemon leaves the active spot and doesn't attack. And doesn't stack, excuse me. Wow. Okay, I like that. Delibird. Draw a card for 1, does 10 damage, not bad. A Mantine, flip a coin of heads during your opponent's next turn. Prevent all damage from an effect's attacks done to this Pokemon. Costs way too much. Suicune, 100 HP, water colorless, 70 damage. During your opponent's next turn, attacks used by this defending Pokemon do minus 20 damage. Terrible ass card. Corphish, Corphish, whatever. 60, Vice Grip's terrible. Crawdunt. We eat these in Louisiana, by the way. Once during your turn, while you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Oh, this is definitely going to be a single prize thing with who was it that did that for Alligator, right? Yeah, that's going to be nasty. There's definitely going to be a single prize blue energy denier deck that uses Dawn and the new item to get to these large attacks faster. And obviously, you can use Misty too, right? Ducklet 1 for 10. Uh, Swan, Swanna, 80 HP, 2 colorless. Move all energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. Okay, interesting. Chinchou 1 for 10. Lantern EX, here we go. Flashing Signal, flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. If tails, your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Okay. Could this be a core thing that we use electrical cord with? Or, again, the new item, I forgot what it's called, just to build it faster, maybe. Pichu, another basic that has no cost to attack, so another thing that'll help turn 1. Take an energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your bench basic Pokemon. So this is a problem that like Pikachu X decks had way back in the day. So when you went second, Pikachu decks were really, really strong in the first like couple sets. But Electric was always significantly worse going first because there was really like no good turn 1 compensation. But Pichu might be fixing all that. So really, really cool that first turn players getting some love. Mareep, 1 for 20. Flaffy, 2 for 50. Ampharos, 2 for 80 plus. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 40 more damage. If tails, this Pokemon does 20 damage to itself. So potentially 2 for 120. That's really not bad on this single prizer. And even 2 for 80 and dealing damage to itself, like, isn't horrendous. Elect Kid, another one that doesn't require energy. 30 HP, which is, could be a problem. This attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Ooh, okay, I like it. Raikou, this Pokemon does 20 damage to itself, 2 for 70. It's mega trash. This attack does 10 damage to one of your... This attack does 10 damage to one of your bench Pokemon. Oh, okay, but it's like a Farfetch'd for electric. I don't know why you wouldn't just run Farfetch. Like, is the 10 HP like that big a deal? I guess if you're running Pikachu, you need it to be electric, but no one runs that card anymore. Onto Psychic. Slowpoke 70, 1 colorless. This Pokemon is now asleep. Heal 30 damage from it. Okay, Slowking, 110. Psychic colorless 10 plus. This attack does 30 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. Okay, doesn't seem good enough. Smoochum. Get some smooches. No energy. 30 again. This attack does 20 damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. Okay. Jinx. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. 2 for 30. Whatever. Cleffa. No energy cost. Put a random Pokemon from your deck to your hand. Very cool, very cool. I mean, are you just gonna have to run Cape in the decks that you run these in because you just have to protect them, right? Because your opponent goes first. If they attach an energy and they can deal 30 or more, or 30 or around the 30 mark, they're pretty screwed, right? Like you kind of need Cape. All right, I don't think you can afford to like lose a prize. 30 is really low. Togepi, 60 colorless. During your opponent's next turn, attacks used by the defending Pokemon do minus 20 damage. Not bad. Togetic, 2 for 30, 90, and the new Togekiss, 140, 370. If any damage is done to this Pokemon by an attack, flip a coin. If heads, prevent that damage. That's an annoying ass card. That card could be really, really annoying. It's like a super Dugtrio. But it's stage 2, right? But we're also in a world where Rare Candy exists now. Natu, 1 for 20. Zatu, 82 Psychics. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon HP is now 10. Definitely, I don't think it's really playable, but it's really funny. Espeon, we know what it does. Unknown. The ability works if you have any unknown in play with an ability other than Guard. All of your Pokemon take plus 10 damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon. Well, -10. Okay. That seems kind of like whatever. Okay, and then now we have the same thing, but it's power and not guard. The ability power. This ability works if you have any unknown that's not power, blah, blah, blah. Attacks used by your Pokemon do +10 damage. Okay, so it's like a +10, -10 swing. That's kind of interesting. Wobbuffet 90, Psychic Colorless. If this Pokemon was damaged by an attack during your opponent's last turn while it was in the active spot, this attack does 50 more damage. Okay. Wobbuffet's classic counter. The Giraffe, 83 energy for 50. Your opponent's Pokemon now confused. Terrible. Snubble, 60 for 1 psychic 20. Grand Bull, 3 energy for 100. This Pokemon does 20 damage to itself. Again, it's trash. What the hell is this thing? It is hideous. 70 HP, 120, and then 110, 260. Both active Pokemon are now asleep. Terrible. Onyx is still ass. 3 colorless for 50 damage. Sudowoodo, 2 for 50, 90. Garbage. Is that Gilgar? 60 HP, colorless 10. Gliscor, 260, 10. Swinub. 2 for 30. Piloswine, 3 for 70. What the hell are these filler cards, man? Mamoswine, 164. This deck does 20 damage to each of your bench Pokemon. What the hell is this garbage? Fanfy, 71. Fighting, 30. This Pokemon does 10 damage to itself. Donphan EX, 160. For 1 energy is 50 plus. If this Pokemon has at least 2 extra energy attached to it, this deck does 60 more damage. I mean, 3 for 110 is not great, right? Like, it's just like a, I don't know. Fighting seems really bad. Tyrogue is sick. But it's only good if you go first, though. Is it even good? I don't know. The 30 HP just might be too much of a liability, but I like what they're trying to do there. Hitmontop, 1 fighting energy. This deck does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Okay, whatever. Larvitar, 1 for 10. Pupitar or Pupitar, whatever. 2 colorless for 20. This opponent takes -30. That's good. Where the hell's Tyranitar? Bionicle. Fighting colorless 30 times. Flip 2 coins, whatever. Big Bionicle. Even worse. Zubat, your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Golbat, your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. I get it. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Okay. Why is Crobat so damn big? Why do you have 170 HP? That's wild. Crobat's squishy, right? He's just fast. Spinarak, 1 for 20. Arados, whatever, 80 for 40 during your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat. Okay, I like that card. Umbreon is Cyrus on legs. Murkrow, 1 dark energy. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent reveals a random card from their hand and shuffles into their deck. That's messed up. And Honchkrow is just 2 for 60. It's whatever. Sneasel, classic 60-20. We have an 80-50 is not terrible, but doesn't go anywhere. I mean, it's just like more filler. Houndour is 2 for 40. Houndoom is 3. Discard a random card from your opponent's hand. Just cost 3. I think that's too much. Okay, here's Tyranitar. Once during your turn, you may move all darkness energy from each of your Pokemon to this Pokemon. Okay. Whatever. Absol. This attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon for 1 darkness energy. It's whatever. Fortress. Garbage. Steelix. Garbage. Caesar. 2 steel energy for 50 plus. If this Pokemon moved from your bench to the active spot this turn, this attack does 50 more damage. Okay. I mean, I'm not like, it's whatever. Why is Caesar so dang ugly? Caesar looks sick, but not in this art. Skarmory EX 140, 2 for 70. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes -20 from attacks. Uh, okay. I mean, that's fine. Mawile 1 for 30, Clink 1 for 20, Clang 2 for 40, and Clink Clang 3 for 70. Your opponent's in this Pokemon does plus 70 damage. Okay. I mean, 150 is not terrible. I feel like you have to get Rick. Excuse me. I feel like you have to get rare candy for that to be decent. Spearow 1 for 10. Spearow 1 for 30 plus. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a grass Pokemon, this attack does 40 more damage. Way too narrow. Chansey, flip a coin if heads during your opponent's next turn. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks. Okay. Blissey 3 for 20 plus. This attack does 20 more damage for each energy attached to this Pokemon. So just 3 for 80, but you can like continue it. I mean, it seems whatever. Kangaskhan art is really cool. One colorless 20 plus. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon, this attack does 40 more damage. Ooh. Ooh. I like it. Eevee 1 colorless. Put a random Pokemon from your deck to your hand. They're adding so much of that. Porygon 1 for 20. Porygon 2. Whenever you attach an energy from your energy zone to this Pokemon, put a random card from your deck that evolves from this Pokemon onto this Pokemon to evolve it. What? Whenever you attach an energy from your energy zone to this Pokemon, put a random card from your deck that evolves from this Pokemon onto this Pokemon to evolve it. Oh, okay, just to get to Porygon Z. Okay, gotcha. 2 energy for 70. To your opponent's next turn, attacks used by the turning Pokemon cost 1 colorless more. Sure. Sentret 60-20. Ferret 90, 1 colorless for 80. Flip a coin if tails attack does nothing. Major trash. Hoot Hoot 50 HP, 2 for 30. Insomnia, this Pokemon can't be asleep. Okay. Noctowl 100 for 3 colorless, 90 damage. Flip a coin if tails. This attack does nothing. If heads during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from an effects of done to this Pokemon. Okay. I mean, it's really expensive, though. Apom, 51 colorless. Draw a card until you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent. And then 100 for 1 for 40. Not worth. Dunsparce, flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Teddiursa, 1 colorless, heal 20 damage from this Pokemon. Ursaring, or whatever the hell. 123 colorless, flip 2 coins, that does 21 damage for each heads. No. Ugh. This is an ugly Pokemon. 2 colorless. If this Pokemon has a Pokemon tool attached to this attack does 50 more damage. So 2 for 70 on a basic. That's squishy. Not really into it. Smirgle. Change the type of random energy. Change the type of a random energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon to one of the following. Okay, not worth. We already know what Lugia does. What is this? It's just a buffalo. Whatever. 100 HP, 3 colorless. Continuous headbutt 70 times. Flip a coin if you get tails attack does 70. Flip a coin until you get tails. So attack does 70 more damage for each heads. Okay, I mean, it's a fun card, but it's not good. Elemental Switch is a card I could not think of. It's going to be super, super strong. Squirt Bottle. Discard a random fire energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. That's funny. Steel Apron. So is it like just armor? Aprons don't go over the top. They like tie in the back, right? Or I guess they could tie in the back, the top and the bottom, but like they don't go over like a freaking like chest plate, right? The steel Pokemon on this card attached to you takes minus 10 from protection of opponent's Pokemon. Recover all special conditions and can be affected by special conditions. Very nice. Dark Pendant, how ominous. If the dark Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from his Pokemon, your opponent reveals a random card from her hand and shuffles it into their deck. Ooh. Ooh, I like it. So you're definitely going to use Mars in these, or red card even, in these like darkness control hand decks, so they get a low amount of cards, and then you just take it away. Rescue Scarf. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, put it into your hand. Yeah, we've seen that already. Will, the next time you flip any number of coins for the effect of an ability or trainer card, after using this card on this turn, the first coin flip will definitely be heads. Interesting. Lyra, switch your active Pokemon that has damage on it with one of your revenge Pokemon. Okay. We saw Silver, Witch Fisher. Flip 3 coins for each heads. A water Pokemon is chosen at random from your discard pile and put into your hand. Okay, so they want you to use this with like the new Gyarados, right? Jasmine, during your opponent's next turn, all of your Steelix and Skarmory EX takes minus 50 damage from your opponent's next attack. Okay, so new Skarmory is not bad at all because you can like just support them to death with like Steel Apron and Jasmine and on our previous Pokemon tools. Wasn't there something else? Hiker, for each of your fighting Pokemon in play, look at that many cards on top of your deck and put them back in any order. All right, that doesn't seem that great. And then just a quick glance over. Oh, I want this full art Shuckle. Please let there be a rainbow Shuckle. There is. Oh my goodness. Okay, I want the rainbow Shuckle. That looks sick. That looks freaking sick. All right, well, yeah, well, that's the set. So basically, I'm super excited about Shuckle. Kingdra seems really cool. I do kind of want to make a darkness like mess with their hand deck. Skarmory seems interesting. Obviously, Umbreon's like broken, but like I'm not looking forward to like the Umbreon Darkrai spam deck. But yeah, so there's definitely a few things in the set I'm looking forward to playing. But let me know what you guys think about the new set, and I will see you guys soon.